Greetings everyone. So today I want to cover some features in the Microsoft web browser that you may not know about. Okay, so the first tip is going to be entitled Search in Sidebar. So in order to get this, we need to go to our website. Let's go to Wikipedia. So say we want to look up something on this page. We want to search for it on the web, I should say. Now there are two ways to search for things on the internet. Of course, you can go to the regular search bar and look it up. But if you're already on a web page and you want to look up something, then you can actually do it by just double clicking whatever it is or highlighting the word. And then you can right click and you can do search web, which is going to open up a brand new page. And then you can start looking for what you're looking for on that page. But if you don't want to do all that and you want to stay on the actual page that you're originally on, what you do is you right click and you do search in sidebar. So what that's going to do is open up a sidebar on the right where you can keep your original page open instead of having a brand new page like it did over here when you do search on the web. So this, you can have best of both worlds. You can still do your search to the right and you get quite a lot of information there, as you can see. Plus you can switch to videos and then you can switch to images, all on the sidebar without actually opening a brand new page like you would if you do search in web. The next one is going to be web capture. Now you might want to grab something off a particular web page because you want to put it in a document for personal use. You're not copywriting anything here. You're just using it for your own personal research or whatever you're doing. So here's an example. For instance, you got this table that you would like to put in a document that you're working on, a research paper or something like that. So basically what you're trying to do is copy this over here to a Word document. Now there's different tools in Windows and Mac that you can use to capture images of anything, to be honest with you. Usually you have to save that stuff and then download it to your download folder or save it to another folder and then bring it back over to that other program that you're trying to paste it in. But there's a quick and easy way, and it's called web capture. So in order to get to it, you want to right click and you want to go down to web capture. And then it's going to give you the option. You can do free select or you can do the full page. So you just want to grab whichever end you want to start from. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to grab from this end because I want you to see the little thing pop up when it gives you the option to capture it. So you see now it says copy or add notes. Now I want to copy it and now it says it's copied. So it's just sitting in the computer memory right now. In order for me to make use of it, I have to put it in another document or whatever I need to put it in. So I'm going to bring up Word and then I'm just going to go over here where it says paste in Word, and there it is. The document pops up right here. From this point on, you can, put it in different orientation to make it bigger. You can drag it out. So that's how you copy a quick image from a web page and put it in something like a Word document to use for whatever you want to use it for. Okay, so the next one is labeled Find on Page. Now say I'm looking for something on this page. Now each website has some type of search feature built in. It usually have a search bar. But those search bar doesn't look for within the page. It looks for within the actual website itself. Say I'm looking for the Senate. So I'm going to type it up here. And I'm going to hit search. And of course, it goes all over that website and try to find the word Senate. But that's not what I want. So let's go back. And this time we're going to go to the three lines in the top right. And then we're going to do Find on Page. And now when I type it in, you see it automatically go to all the words on the page that said Senate. Now it found 29. So now I'm on one of 29. If I click down, it's going to go to the next one and then the next one and then the next one and so forth and so forth. It just keeps going all the way down to the page. Because like I said, it found 29 words that said Senate. So you can use that Find on Page feature instead of strolling up and down trying to find things that has a lot of information. So it might be a phrase, it might be just one word, it might be a section, but this is how you can find things on the page more quickly instead of using the search feature on the website, because that's going to search the entire website and not the page itself. Okay, so while we're on this website, I'm going to go to the next feature that's built into the Microsoft Edge browser that you might not be using or you might not know of. So let's go to the three lines on the top right again, and this time you're going to say read aloud.
Constitution of the United States. The preamble. The preamble annotated. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure
So if you don't feel like sitting there and reading this thing by yourself, you can have it read back to you while you just lay back and listen. Now, each computer systems have different voice reader, but they're still going to read it out to you regardless. So you can pause, play, you can change the voice option. You can make it slower, normal, or even faster. And then you can change the voice speaker, who is actually speaking it from male to female. But this is based on your computer system. Now, your computer system might have more or less readers, but you're definitely going to have the read out loud feature. So just check it out. If you don't feel like sitting there and reading the entire page, just have the system read it out back to you. While we're on the topic of read out loud, there's another feature called Reader. So right up where the address bar is, if you go all the way across, you're going to see this little symbol right before the star. The star is your favorites, but you will see this icon if the page is enabled to take advantage of it. So if it's more text, it's going to take advantage of that feature. So once you click on this icon, it's going to change the way it looks. It's going to eliminate all that extra stuff on each side of the page. So if you got a bunch of advertisement and other stuff going on the page, it's going to eliminate all that stuff and just boil it down to the raw information. So if there's any pictures in this strolling right here, you'll see the pictures. But all that advertisement and all the other noise that's going on the left side and the right side of the page is eliminated. So you get that clean look so you can just focus on what you're trying to read. And also this makes it easy for you to print out what you're looking for, because you won't have all that advertisement and banners and all that stuff on your printout. You're just going to have this clean looking document that you can actually print out and read, just like you would read this article if it was actually typed on paper versus being on a web page. And you can select all of this information and paste it into a Word document if you want to. You just select and highlight whatever you need and then paste it into a Word document, and then you can modify it and edit it before you print it, or you can make it part of a paper or whatever you're trying to do with it. Now, if you don't see this icon on whatever page you go to, that means the page is not capable of taking advantage of the reader. For instance, if I go to the Wikipedia page, you see that icon is not available because there's nothing on this page to put in any word format for you to just read. Okay, so while we got the reader format going on here, let's go to the next tip that I want to talk about. And that is just printing the information that you need, nothing else. So if you're just trying to print the preamble on this page, for instance, if you just hit print, it's going to print the entire document. It's not going to just print the part that you want. But you can select just the part on this document and print that only. For the Mac, all you need to do is to highlight this and then right click and print. And as you can see, that's the only thing that appears on the page. That's what this preview is telling me. This is the only thing it's going to print. If you're on the Windows, you're going to do the same thing, but when you right click, it's going to say print selection. So that's going to be the difference between the Windows and the Mac. You're going to see print selection instead of print. So that's how you print selective part of a document from a web page instead of the entire document. Okay, so the next feature I want to talk about is downloads. Now, on every computer, you have some type of download folder. So when you download stuff from the web, it usually goes in this folder called download. So you can go in here and find whatever file that you downloaded and use it for whatever purpose you download it for. It could be an image, it could be an audio, it could be a zip file, whatever it is. It's all stored up in this download folder. Now, this download folder is not really organized. You can try to organize it by choosing kind and the size and the date and all the other stuff. But still, it's not going to be in a format that's going to be really user-friendly. It's still going to be all the stuff in one folder. So let's get rid of this. So now we're going to go to the Edge download feature. So you want to go up to the 3 lines, and you want to hit downloads, and now this is going to show you all the files that's been downloaded from Edge browser, the Edge browser only, and it keeps a track of all the files that you downloaded by dates. We on all files right now, so right now it's showing me all the stuff that I downloaded from the 31st, the 30th, and so forth, all the way down. But if you look over on the left side, you notice that it breaks it down into PDFs, documents, apps, images, compressed files, which are zip files, videos, audio, and others. So if you download a PDF, for instance, some time ago, and you don't want to go to your download folder and search for it in that jumble mess, especially if you had your computer for a long time and you've been storing all those download files, you just go over here, click on PDF, and it's going to organize it by dates. And you can actually search for a particular PDF by just going over here and hit the search, and it's going to try to find it in this group. And then if you're looking for a document, all you need to do is click on documents, and you got your spreadsheets, you got any Photoshop files, any Word document, and so forth. If you downloaded an app to install on your computer, you click here and it's going to show you all the apps that you download, so you can transfer them to a flash drive and maybe install another computer or reinstall the program that you can't find anymore because all of a sudden it disappears off your computer. So you can show the download here, or you can show where it is on your computer. And the same procedure goes for images. The same procedure goes for compressed files, videos, audio, and any other things that you have on your computer that it can't identify. It just label it as others. So if you click all, you can search all files, and it's going to narrow it down for you on this right side. Now, if you're not sure what you're looking for, then you just type search all files, and it's going to try to narrow it down on this list, and then you can find it on your computer by using the show in feature. Mine says show in Finder, but yours is going to say show in download if you're on Windows. Okay, so the next feature I want to talk about has to do with the reader section. So we're going to go back to reader. Remember where the icon is. And then this time we're going to go to grammar tool. So we're going to click on the grammar tool. Over here, you got some nifty features. So the first switch that you can turn on is called syllables. Now this will make it easier for you to pronounce the word if you have a hard time pronouncing it. So if you turn it on, it's going to go to the page and then break them up in syllables. Just like you would if you would look at a dictionary, it will show you how to break up the words in parts. So that's what the syllables switch does. Now let's turn it back off. If you want to find out all the nouns that's in this article, all you have to do is click nouns, and it's going to go to the entire section of the thing and highlight them purple. So all of these words that you see in purple are nouns. We can turn that one back off, and let's do the verbs. Now you can see it highlighted all the words that are verbs. Let's do adjectives. So you see all the adjectives have been highlighted. Adverbs. Click on those. As you can see, it highlighted all the stuff that's adverbs. Now you don't have to have one on at a time. You can actually turn on as many as you want to. So I can turn on the noun, the verbs, the adjectives, and the adverbs. And they're all color coded, so you can tell which is which. But you can also show the label of the color code by clicking show labels. And it's going to actually put that little label on top to let you know this is an adjective, this is a noun, this is a verb, and so forth. And then just turn on the syllables just for the sake of it. So that's the grammar tool that's built into Microsoft Edge browser that you probably don't even know exists. Now you know. Okay, so we're going to stay in reader because I'm going to cover the next feature that's built into the reader that you probably don't even know about. So this time we're going to go up to the text preference. Over here, you can actually size the way the text look on the document. So you can make it medium, small. You know, if you can see that small, that's good for you. If not, medium. If it's not good enough, you can make it as large as you want it to. So that's the size adjuster right there. Now you got text spacing. So if it's too close to you and you want the words to spread out more, you can turn on the text spacing feature to improve readability. But down here, you can choose the different schemes, how you want it to look. So if you like things to look dark, you know, you got that dark look and you like the words to be white, then you click on this. It's going to convert it into a black background with white text. You can change it to any other color. So anything that's available here, you click on it, it's going to change accordingly. And this is all done within the reader. Okay, so the final one I want to cover is called reader preference. Now on your reader preference, there's 3 features that I want to cover. The first one is called line focus. Now line focus helps you to focus on just one line, 3 lines, or 5 lines at a time on an entire document versus trying to look at the entire thing. So what it does, it makes like an highlighted section. Let me turn it on so you can see. So you see, that's a one-liner. That means it darkens out everything else so you can just read it line by line. Now, as you scroll down with your mouse, you can just use the scroll wheel on your mouse to go down line by line. You can also use the arrow keys on your keyboard to go down line by line. If you want to read more information, you will click the 3 lines, and that's going to increase it to 3 lines at a time. That includes space. So you got section, space, and a line. So it's doing it 3 lines at a time, but the space is also included. Now, if 3 lines is still not enough for you, you can do 5 lines. So now you can read more information at a time versus reading it line by line or 3 lines at a time, because now you have 5 lines to deal with. So that's the line focus feature. Now, the next feature that I want to talk about is called picture dictionary. Now, once you turn this on, it's going to turn the cursor into this magic wand, just like that. You see how it turns it in this magic wand? Now, once it turns to that magic wand, it doesn't do it on every word, but every word that it turns into a magic wand, once you click on that word, it's going to give you a picture of what that word represents. So this one says house. Now, if I go over here to compose, you can see it gives me a representation of what that word is. Branch. So all you have to do is just move your cursor around on the document, and it's going to give you a representation of what that word is in a picture format. Now, the last one I want to cover is called translate. Now, this entire document, as you can tell, is in English, but you might not speak English, or you might want to convert it into a language that you're more comfortable with. So we're going to choose the drop-down menu, and you can choose all these different languages. All these different languages are available at your disposal. So let's say we go down to Spanish, for instance. We can click on that. Then you want to click translate the entire page. And now it's in the process of doing the translation, and it's completed. So as you can see, the entire document now is in Spanish. Now, if you want to quickly go back to the English language, you just turn off the switch and it automatically just switch it back to English. So that's the translating feature that's built into the Microsoft Edge browser that you can take advantage of right now. Okay, so I'm going to give you a bonus tip, and it has to do with the read out loud feature. So the read out loud feature starts from the very top of the page and go all the way to the last word on that page. But you might not want it to start at the beginning. You might want to start at a particular point on the page and read from there on. So in order to make that happen, what you need to do is go to that particular word and highlight it. And then you want to right click, and then you say read from here.
No person shall be a representative who shall not have attained to the age of 25 years and been 7 years a citizen of the United States.
So that's how you get the computer to start reading from a particular point. That way you don't have to start at the very beginning if you don't want it to start at the beginning. So that's the bonus tip that I wanted to give you. So those are the features that I wanted to cover that's built into the Microsoft Edge browser. If you already knew about these features or even some of them, well, daps to you. And if you didn't know about them, now you know. So go ahead and check them out. Thanks for taking the time for watching. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time.